There is one thing that I believe to be the big secret to staying healthy over the age of 50. And even though I'm not over 50 myself personally, I feel I can speak to this because I've worked with thousands of people in this age category, both online and in my physical practice. I've worked with some of the healthiest people in their 80s and 90s and even older than that who have one thing in common, and that is what I believe to be the secret to staying healthy. Now, to illustrate this point, I also have a personal story from my own life, which you might find valuable. I believe that the big secret to staying healthy over 50 is consistency. And for research for my new book, I'm currently interviewing some of the healthiest people I've ever met in their 70s, their 80s, and their 90s. And they all have one thing in common. They all follow some kind of healthy practice, and they do it day in and day out, whether or not they realize that's what they're doing. Some of these people have an exercise program they follow every day. Some of them make sure they eat the same healthy meals every single day. Some of them do the same walk that they've done 1,000 times before every day, and they do it day in and day out. It doesn't matter how they feel on the day, they just do it. And this consistency seems to be the driving force behind staying healthy for many of these people. So what about my own experience when it comes to consistency? Well, a couple of years ago, I wasn't seeing the results I wanted to see from my own workout routine. And I got really frustrated with the things I was doing. I felt like I was putting the effort in, but I wasn't getting the results. So after a little while, I decided that the reason I wasn't seeing results was just because of my genetics. I wasn't made to see proper results from a workout routine. And after I made that assumption, I proceeded to have a pity party for a few months where I thought, oh, woe is me, I can never make any progress because I've been dealt a bad hand. So effectively, I was putting the power of my own progress in something outside of my control. Now, after a couple of months, I got bored of feeling sorry for myself and decided instead I was going to have a proper, critical look at what I was doing. Yes, I thought I was working out hard, but really I was probably only working out to a 7 out of 10. I thought I was eating well, but to be honest, I wasn't that consistent. Some days I would eat well and other days I wouldn't. Sleep was often an afterthought for me, so I wasn't giving it the proper credence it deserved. And I said, right, let's get hard with yourself now, Will. Let's actually nail these things down and be consistent. And sure enough, it wasn't long before I started to see some results. And it wasn't because I was necessarily changing the things I was doing. I was just being much more consistent with them, and that is where the results started to come from. I feel that it's easier to just make the assumption up front that you aren't likely to see results in anything you do unless you're consistent with it. And that has never been more truthful than with health, especially as we get over 50. The body is not as forgiving. It doesn't improve as you want it to improve as quickly as you would like. It does get harder as you get older, and that makes this consistency point more and more important as we get older. Now, applying consistency is sometimes difficult. It can feel like a drag when you get started. But if you can be consistent for a couple of months, eventually it becomes a habit. And a habit is actually easier to continue with than it is to break. So if you're one of the many people who's not seeing results from getting better from an injury or losing weight or gaining muscle, ask yourself, am I truly being consistent or am I kidding myself about it? Anyway, I hope that video has been useful. If it has, do drop a comment below and let me know what you got out of it. And if you'd like to hear more videos like this, do let us know as well. And I look forward to speaking to you on the next one.